and Barry Davies.
Welcome to Athens, where after the 6-year reign of the English Football League clubs, the Champions Cup belongs to the others. And as we look around this magnificent Olympic Stadium, a very modern stadium indeed, but somehow in keeping with the ruins of around this great city. As we look around the stadium, it's full of the flags of Juventus and indeed the supporters of Juventus. As Bobby Charlton was suggesting, there is the greatest support for the Italians. They really have taken over this city for the last 2 or 3 days. And have enjoyed themselves singing with the Greeks at the restaurants. And the whole atmosphere has been thoroughly Latin. So Hamburg will find themselves with the crowd very much on the side of the favourites. The evening has a slight breeze, temperature of 73 degrees Fahrenheit, we've just been told, 23 degrees centigrade. And just to complete the weather forecast, as it were, the humidity is 48%. The players, I'm sure, will welcome the breeze. The pitch, I'm sorry to say, really puts Wembley in the shade. It's as Wembley used to be, really quite superb grass, as that picture suggests, and believe me, it doesn't lie. Indication of the number of flags. There are 1 or 2, of course, from Germany. Hamburg trying to give the Germans their first European Cup for 7 years. The Italians have not won it for 14. And that was when AC Milan beat Ajax of Holland before that team started their magnificent run in the Champions Cup. An air of urgency which is slowly increasing as we await the two teams. They've both been out on the pitch getting a real feel of it. And each Juventus, the Zebras, on the left. One or two firecrackers have gone off, you may have heard. And that's a magnificent scene. They're mainly over to the goal to our right. But there are 1 or 2 answers in kind from the other end, and the ticker tape welcome as well. Plenty of pieces of paper flying around in the breeze, mingling with the smoke. And 1 or 2 of the firecrackers have come down onto the running track. This, of course, the stadium used for the European Athletics Championships last September, when Steve Cram came of age, when Daley Thompson proved himself in a different class, and where Keith Cotter, of course, won the triple jump on the far side. There's Manny Kelts, Boniek, Roberto Bettego with the grey hair. And the officials tonight all come from Romania. Nicolae Rainier, the man in charge. It's the first time that that country has been so honoured. The Hamburg team photograph. A team who will know a little bit of the English feeling in coming to this final, because unlike Juventus, who have already lost their league title, Hamburg are still very much involved in the battle for theirs. It's Horst Hrubisch. And there's the Hamburg lineup. 6 survivors from the 1980 final when they lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, and 2 players who appeared in the World Cup final, Kelts and Rubeš, but suspension robs them of Hartwig, a key player in midfield. There was not, as far as I'm aware, any appeal to the European Court of Human Rights. And now Juventus, who field the same side which eliminated the holders, Aston Villa, in the quarter-final. So all 6 who played for Italy in last season's World Cup final are there. Plus, of course, Platini of France and Boniek of Poland. This is a side of great talent. It will be interesting to see whether they are in any way inhibited by being the favourites. There's Platini and Roberto Bettega, for whom this is a farewell appearance for Juventus. After 13 years with the club, he's going to play his football with Toronto Blizzards. Paolo Rossi, top scorer in the World Cup. And what type of match are we going to see? Can we hope for an Olympic spirit in such a stadium? Are we to see the jaws of Gentile or the expression of Platini? Maybe we'll have the first before the freedom of the second. Quite a smoky atmosphere for the players. And Sardelli putting it back to Scirea. Quite a few whistles already. It's Gros. Hieronymus. And slight hesitancy in the defence, but here's Gentile. Put under pressure by Magat. And what could well have been a good shoulder charge was not seen that way by continental officials. Gives the first feed of the ball to Dino Zoff. And to Platini. Helps immediately into Cabrini. Scirea. Tardelli. Bonini with the very fair hair. And the pace rather different from last Saturday, and indeed from tomorrow, one suspects. Platini. And the goalkeeper's come for it and takes it comfortably. His Kaltz, as usual with the socks rolled down. Bastrup and Rubeš playing forward for Hamburg. Kaltz again. To Jürgen Gros. Inside Boniek, here's Bastrup, the Dane, who's being followed by Gentile. There was a thought that he would mark Rubeš, but he seems to be marking Bastrup, with brio matching his physique with that of Rubeš in the middle. Good play by Platini to Bettega, to Boniek. Rossi making the diagonal run right to left. But nobody filled the gap behind him. Jürgen Gros again. And the Germans carrying the battle to the Italians. It's Felix Magath. Played in the semi-final of the World Cup, but not the final. Vermeer with the cross, too long for Rubeš. Bettega rather more withdrawn than in days of yore. Platini. Very much his scene. Scirea well forward. Marco Tardelli. The build-up is quite slow, looking for the sudden change of pace. Milewski playing pretty deep on the left side so far for Hamburg, wearing number 7. Jürgen Groh. Rubesch looking for the return from Bastrup. The breeze rather swirling, although slightly more coming from left to right as we look. Bonini, Cabrini, Bettiger. Is Jacobs. Vermeer. He's getting forward more than Milewski at the moment. That's for Rubesch. And the first corner conceded by Sergio Brio. And it comes as we reach the 5th minute of the match. I understand that you're having slight interference with the picture, for which we apologise. And we hope that the Greeks are doing everything they can about it. Bastrup on the far post from the kicker, Milewski on the near. And not a bad try by Jacobs, who scored in the semi-final with a header from a corner. Cabrini. Boniek. Tardelli hanging back and then coming forward on the right side. The goalkeeper never really came to terms with the possibility of a shot at all, Dinodzov. Cabrini. Hieronymus concedes the corner. Cabrini. Tardelli. Boniek. Kaltz, but the flag was up for offside anyway. It's hit early, and here's Milewski. Appeals for handball, but they have not been heard or adhered to. An interesting ball by Wolfgang Rolf that found Milewski in some space. Platini. Boniek. Rossi. Bettiger. Climbed again, but nobody feeding on the knockdown. Italian support doing its job. Magat, the scorer, getting in a timely tackle. This is Milewski. Kaltz offering himself. Boniek did well, just held him off. He's got to do it again. It's Ernst Happel, the coach of Hamburg. Figure who looks rather like a bust of Napoleon. Of Beethoven, I should say. Here's Platini. Would have got the right country for him. Bettiger. Hieronymus. Kaltz. Groh. the German side, setting the pace and style of the match. There. We've been caught. And the referee has given the free kick right on the edge. Trapattoni, the coach of Juventus, looks on with, I would imagine, feelings of some agony at the moment because his side have not settled. And that was desperately close to being a penalty. Savania was all in line. Yes, I think the initial challenge was outside and the referee was 100% correct. And here comes the test. Bettiger missed out. Kaltz and Rossi back in his own box and not a soul forward. Hieronymus, Gros, Bettiger. The Italians are looking at each other with signs of dejection. It's Milewski. Magat. Been involved in the key moments so far, Magat. And good pace again. It's a corner. Challenged by Tardelli. And in fact, I think the referee has seen a free kick there. Tardelli was looking as though he was attempting to go for the ball, but the referee has given the foul. Magat would have taken the corner anyway. He takes all the set pieces on the left side. Got it off the line. The Italians are all over the place. With coming up to 14 minutes gone, let's have a word from Bob Wilson.
Well, let's just first of all look at this shot from Manny Kaltz, which you'll see. I think he was going to creep in at the far post before Boniek there just spotted it and managed to get out. It's a fascinating start. The key to the game is in midfield because there is no marking whatever at the moment. Platini is like the wandering minstrel, and so's Boniek as well. I think we're in for a feast of goals if it continues like this.
Here is Platini. And the linesman indicating one thing. And now he and the referee are together. Magat made a super start to the match. Bettiger. Platini, that may work for him. Oh, why did he want to go outside to his right again? Only he can know. Jürgen Gros. To play as the sweeper, spare man at the back in the semi-final. Hieronymus was not available. Zubesh. Boniek. Cabrini. Chased by Bastrup. Hamburg giving the impression they have more men on the field. The two forwards, but they're using the width of the field well from Kaltz and Gros on this side, from Milewski and Magat on the far. Zubesh, Rio in front of him. Bettiger to Tardelli. She's there. Bettiger. She there. If you've just come home from the office and have just joined us, let me tell you that Hamburg are leading by a goal to nothing, scored in the 8th minute. I'm sorry that we're still troubled by picture interference. There's a long way to go through from Athens to London. Here's Magat. Milewski, not been picked up again, forcing Shiraya to come across. Sardelli. Jacobs. It's worth putting on the record, I suppose, that in the last 5 European Cups, 1 goal has been sufficient to decide the winners. Bastrop is just offside. Claudio Gentile. Cabrini, a man who will always be haunted by the fact that he was the first to miss a penalty in the World Cup final. It didn't matter in the end. Indeed, it may have had the effect of spurring the Italians on. Free kick against Magat. No, the referee plays the advantage, and that's good to see. Boniek, a bit short from Cabrini. Rossi, wandering quite a lot. Not too much service forward yet. Well, that's 1 down. With Stein. Well, he's had to make 3 good saves in spite of the fact that Juventus aren't playing well. That may perhaps give them a little heart. Well, it's tempted to say that this is already a better European final than those of recent memory. Really got to go back to Liverpool defeating Borussia Mönchengladbach in '77 for a memorable final to this tournament. The last time that both sides scored. 3 forward for Hamburg. Milewski, Bastrup and Trubesch. And here's Trubesch. And Bastrup. Hamburg ball. Out. Betica who stay with him. Chirea, the sweeper, well forward here. Gentile is the man at the back. Betica. Platini, Boniek. Challenged by Trubesch, perfectly fair. Boniek must have wondered where he came from. Tal. Gros. Rolf has moved inside him and now outside him. And here's Magat. Frio slightly diving in. Magat. Well, he can do it with both feet. Prefers the left, but had no hesitation then with the right when the ball came to him from Trubesch. And we're halfway through the first half of this 28th European Cup final. And Hamburg of West Germany lead Juventus of Italy by 1-0. Cal. Usual 3 forward. Here's Vermeer, the left back. That's a useful cross, and it was Trubesch who won it. Of course, Trubesch, scorer of the 2 goals which won West Germany the European Championship in 1980. Who stays with Hamburg would appear to be numbered because he's supposed to be joining Standard Liège in Belgium, although the transaction has gone on for some several weeks now. Here's Roberto Betica. Boniek. Presumably thought Sardelli was moving there. Hieronymus. And Magat. Tal. Boniek across. And all bar Stein in the Juventus half. Hieronymus. They really are using the width of the pitch well. Vermeer. That's not a good cross. And Rolf goes dashing back to be at the back of the defence. Cabrini. Not too much chance for Rossi, who wanted the free kick. And I think he has it after some debate. Three big men away to the right. Frio leading. Cabrini to take. Goalkeeper starts to come and wisely goes back. Tardelli, offside surely, Brio. Yes, he is. It will not count. The flag was up. And it's a strange sort of match that sees the Italian stopper being the first, albeit illegally, to put the ball in the net. And striker of the quality of Boniek, having previously cleared off his own line. Here's the star of the show so far, Magat. Hrubesch moving towards the far post. Comes to Kaltz. And that was just an untidy challenge, but the free kick had to be given. Kaltz. Taken too quick for his own side as well. Tardelli. Bettiger. Cabrini. Scirea on the run on the left, number 6. Boniek. Platini. Well, the idea was good. Rolf times his movements forward from the back so well as Wolfgang Rolf. Where's number 6? And as I'm sure you would have noted, pops up everywhere. There's Milewski, number 7. Rolf at present one of the midfield players. Bettiger. Scirea. Gentile offered himself. Rossi. Gentile's gone on the run. 2 against 2. In that it's Gentile against Kaltz. It's a good solid challenge by Gros. Something of the bite a bit there. Scirea struggling to keep it in. And he gets the free kick. Cabrini. Boniek. Tardelli wide to the right. Bettiger down the middle. He was held a bit for a second. Savania right up with the play. Scirea. Didn't really get hold of it at all. Bonini. Bettiger. Boniek. Tardelli. Plenty of Italians forward. And the referee has given the free kick for the offside decision, although the ball was not played through. Magat. Bastrup. Platini. So much from the Italians is breaking down. Their 11th attempt to win this trophy. It comes 10 years precisely after their 10th attempt ended with defeat in the final by Ajax in Belgrade. Two survivors from that night, Bettiger and Zoff. Zalewski comes away, takes Bonini with him. Here's Hrubesch. Crushed his forelock, but no more.
Well, I believe the difference in the side definitely at the moment is teamwork in the real sense with the Hamburg side, both in defence and attack. With Juventus, they're a team going forward, but as soon as they lose the ball, they're giving Hamburg so much freedom to come forward. I don't think the Germans can believe their luck at this moment.
We've just passed the half-an-hour point, and Hamburg lead by the goal scored for them by Magat in the 8th minute. There's confirmation. Look at the room here for Magat. At this stage, Juventus must wish a certain Romeo Benetti was still in their side. Batten down a few hatches in midfield, and maybe batten down a few of the opposition too. Milewski. Ronimus. Magat. Somebody surely has to start keeping rather closer order with him. And here's Rolf, offside. The flag is up. So there's an indication of what I was saying. This man has a happy knack of popping up when he's least expected. Milewski, who played the ball through, and suddenly he was there, but he moved just too quickly, but it was a close decision. Cabrini from Boniek. Taking on Jürgen Groh. Corner one. Looks to be his best option. The third for Juventus, if our mathematics is correct. Rossi to take it. Dennis Patini. And Stein has come a very long way to make a very good catch. Looking a more than useful goalkeeper. Been with Hamburg now for 3 years. Twice played for the National B side. Boniek just making a point to Rolf, it seemed. Gentile. Caught by Bastrup. Again, the referee plays the advantage. Well, there wasn't too much room for manoeuvre. Would you believe the referee spoke to the Dane about the challenge on Gentile? Groh maybe got away with one there. Rossi, who felt it. Bonini. Cabrini. Free kick against Kaltz. And when the Italians finally got their free kick, it was now in a much more interesting position. Yes, there was a distinct hold and push down, and the free kick was quickly taken. Fortunately for all concerned, it came to nothing. Well, not for Juventus, I suppose, but to be watching around the world. 56 countries taking the match. Juventus now have another free kick. So we hope that this one we'll be able to see. Rossi once more to take. Bettiger joined by Brio in the middle. And there is Bettiger. Gentile. We did well to carry on, and was certainly caught by Rolf. And the first yellow card is shown. This is a very extraordinary match. The first yellow card is shown for a tackle on Gentile. Sure, the referee was right, but it's not the scenario one would have anticipated. Kick has been taken, the ball is on the far side. And Juventus have a corner. It's a cue for noise. Juve. Brio once more forward, in the style of an English centre-half. It goes back to Scirea, the other centre-back. Magat was very quickly at him. Bonini committed, and the free kick will be given for the challenge. And I think may well be another yellow card. Yes. To Bonini. So 1 goal to Hamburg, 1 booking apiece. Bonini offends straight away. Dived in for the challenge, and the turn really produced the foul, which Finali certainly felt. And Hamburg have gained about 25 to 30 yards. Finali seems to be one of those Germans who makes a meal about things, and there are a few. Mastro makes the run across. Rubesh here at the back. Corner. Off Brio. He doesn't believe it, but that's the verdict. Platini coming to place himself in front of the kicker. Kalf very adept at these swinging corners. That was Jacobs at the back. Cabrini who got it away from the right back position. Cannot remember as yet a back pass to the goalkeeper. Something else a bit unusual in Europe. Two in the middle. Running nonchalantly away by Brio. Oh, lovely play by Vermeer, and again trying to catch the keeper off the line. But plenty of the Hamburg players are showing themselves to good advantage.
I've been trying to put my finger on really why Juventus are looking so slack, and I think the answer is Marco Tardelli, who was the man of the match in the World Cup final. And we don't expect the likes of Platini and Boniek to tackle, but you do with that man, and really he's having a very poor game at the moment.
Ball was well won by Boniek. Maybe too intricate. Kalf. He was the only member of the Hamburg side who played right the way through the World Cup final. Rubesh came on as a substitute. And just a little nastiness. And a tap from Cabrini. Jürgen Groh is the German. And it certainly was an intertwining of legs. And then we had the face slap. And a second Italian booking and a second West German booking. I'm really not quite sure why Groh should have had his name added by Mr. Ranier. Referee, incidentally, of the match between Italy and Argentina, when he booked 5 players and sent Gallego off in the World Cup, of course. 4 of the 5 bookings were for dissension, which was nonsense, bearing in mind the start of the game. Groh seems to be fired up by the booking. Oh. Gentile didn't like the close attention. Boniek, who so often has been deep. Bonini. Tardelli square, but doesn't ask for it, but finally gets it. Rossi. Brio. And all the Italians in the German half. Cabrini. Bastrup held his man off. But unfairly, said the referee. He whistled. Juventus wanted to take it quickly, and the crowd didn't like the fact that they were not allowed to. It's been taken now. Tardelli. Clear trip by Hieronymus. It's the first time we've seen Tardelli really attack the opposition. So in a central position, he has in fact had rather more room when it's been out to the right. First dead ball kick for Platini. Possibly the best in the European game, bending the ball from this sort of distance. Mr. Ranier getting the wall back into the area. Platini kept it all along the ground. And in the end, it was one for grandmothers rather than international keepers. Boniek. Seen early and comfortably by Brio. Bonini, also been rather anonymous, except for the booking. Goalkeeper's ball. Bettega thought he was held. Make it about 2.5 minutes of the first half remaining. Magat, whose goal still divides the teams, and we're all forward again. Jokic. Cabrini. Tardelli. Chirea. Free kick given. Just a minute and a half now on the watch. Queue of 4. Brio thought his chance had come, but Rubesh had come back to make sure that it didn't. Gillespie in possession. Magat to the left. Bastrup in the middle. House has got forward as well. And the referee says corner. And I think he was right. Magat put a smile on his face, and I think we'll see he was going in the deep end here. And it wasn't a very good dive at that. He's got too many points, and he hasn't got a penalty. Meyer will take the corner, and Magat comes for the short one. Astrup on the 6-yard line. Zoff not entirely happy. Hieronymus. Kaltz. Hrubesch making the move. And Rolf was forward again. Schirrer who got it away. That will be a goal kick. We look at Jacobs. And Zinedine Zoff. The position with Zoff is that he has been offered a new contract by Juventus, but not in a playing capacity. But AC Milan, who've just been promoted, have expressed some interest in what he's going to do, fitting that even at 41 he still has a part to play. But his part in the first half of this European Cup final, while his opposite number has made 3 notable saves, Zoff's part has been to pick the ball out of his net on the one occasion that he was beaten by Felix Magath. And an interesting half which did not go as anticipated at the start in terms of the style of play. And I don't think there can be any question, Bob Wilson, that Hamburg deserved their half-time lead.
Yes, I think that's right, Barry. At the same time, although it's been an unhappy half for Juventus, there are just signs that they're coming back into the game. You know, in the first 25 minutes, I don't think they were involved in a tackle or one of those questionable sort of brushes that they often have. In the last 10-15 minutes, they've been getting in there. We've seen a little bit of Marco Tardelli. The man who's the big disappointment, of course, is Paolo Rossi. They're not finding him at all, and he's obviously going to need to be found if Juventus are going to get right back into this game. At the same time, as you've mentioned, Stein has made 3 marvellous saves, so that in itself shows that Juventus have the individual skill and ability. Now I think we can go back to the panel in London.
Marco Tardelli was the first player out, looking a bit cross and a bit mean. And one wonders whether he has been the butt of Trapattoni's ire during the half-time interval. Certainly he and Rossi, by no means the players we saw in the World Cup. But it's interesting that Ernst Happel, the coach of Hamburg, has got something of the Indian sign over Italian sides. 5 times he's played Italian sides, 4 times in European matches at club level with 3 different clubs incidentally, and once in the World Cup as coach of Holland. And on every occasion he's come out on top. One of the occasions was in 1970 when Happel was the coach of the Feyenoord side that beat Celtic, then of course under Jock Stein. Italian ball, and Platini wanting to get on with it. Cabrini. And the free kick has been given against the Hamburg skipper, Hrubesch. Boniek. Wasn't a good pass to Tardelli. Schirrer. Frio in the right back position, number 5. Schirrer, who's much more than a sweeper, comes forward in the style of Beckenbauer. Has a great deal of talent. Bettiger. They're queuing on the far post if the cross comes over. Count's living dangerously, as he is wont to do. Bonini at the back to Schirrer. And the noise from the crowd is because they have seen Maracchino warming up behind the German goal. He's one of the substitutes. And there's the forward. Here's Schirrer. Cabrini. Good run by Schirrer. And the well-timed challenge by Jacobs. noticeable at the start of the second half that Bonini is staying back and allowing Chiré and others to come forward. That's Bettiger's header.
Yes, that is one interesting point there about Bonini. Chiré, who is normally the sweeper, is now, when they're on the attack, pushing up and adding his weight to numbers in the front there. But Bobby Charlton talked about the attitude of the side. You sense immediately that there is a different attitude in this Juventus team in the second half here.
Here's Tardelli. Rubesh getting between him and an attacking position. And Hamburg have certainly done that. Played very well and effectively together as a team. Paolo Rossi, taking so many of the set pieces rather than being around to feed on the knockdowns that may be supplied by Bettiger and company. It's that sort of game that he made his name. Gentile. Not a good ball to Bonini. And here's Milewski for Hamburg. Rolf Magat. Bastrup is on the far side now, moving across. Rubesh moving from whence he came. Wehrmeyer. Oh, he's got room for the cross now. And Bastrup failed to make the contact. Now Platini. He's got Rossi forward, nobody else, and nobody else looking likely to get there, and that's offside. Well, really, one would have expected more Juventus players to come out then. They were awfully slow. Paolo Rossi turned with gestures of disgust, whether at the referee's decision or the lack of support, I'm not sure. Tardelli. But there is more sparkle about La Vecchia Signora, the old lady, as she's called. And that offside decision was not greeted with universal approval by any means. Trivesh, Brio. Cabrini. Chiré. Bettiger. That's more the role we see Rossi. Boniek. Cabrini. Out by Rolf. Good jump too. Bonini. The Italians have started the second half by taking the game to the Germans, as indeed they did in the World Cup final. The position with them was rather different from now. Here's Cabrini. Well, the three men in offside positions, but the corner has been given. Rossi takes it. Cabrini. Good punch by the goalkeeper, right off the head of Platini. Boniek beats the referee as well. This is good stuff from Juventus. Tardelli. Rubesh waiting for the diagonal ball. Magat. And the flag is up. It does not count. Milewski put it in, but the whistle had gone long since. Bonini. Listen to the support Juventus are getting. Cabrini. Bettiger. Certainly he was looking for man then, rather than ball, I thought. Beermeyer. Faced by Schirer. Brio. Well collected by Milevski. And here's Bastrup. And Rubesch. And Bonini back to police him. Boniek. Bettiger. Tardelli. All bar two back for Hamburg. Schirer. Bettiger diagonally forward. Rossi. Useful but too long. Two of the Hamburg substitutes. Magath. Rolf. Jacobs. Manny Kautz walks away. There's a stoppage in play for some attention to Bastrup.
Hamburg, I think, are trying to box clever, but at the same time are going to live dangerously. They've got that one-goal lead. They're defending, obviously, very strongly in lots of numbers, and they're going to depend on that quick break. They're a very competent side, so they can do that. At the same time, once Juventus start to get the game going, start to push forward, you can feel and sense that that individual skill is coming together. Their confidence is increasing all the time, and Schirer, suddenly, from being the sweeper and adding his weight to the front, he's making a tremendous difference.
Lars Bastrup has clearly got one in the mouth, and the substitute who was warming up then was Domenico Marachino, who is a forward. And there is Ernst Happel. His bottom lip is bleeding. And a substitution is going to be made. Thomas Van Heesen is going to come on to replace the injured Bastrup. But who is Marachino going to replace? Well, Giovanni Trapattoni is down on the track as the referee makes a note of the new man. And I think we're going to see the man of the World Cup replaced. We are indeed. Paolo Rossi, World Footballer of the Year, European Footballer of the Year in 1982. In 1983 is replaced in the final of the European Cup. He has not been himself, and this is a brave decision by Giovanni Trapattoni to bring on 25-year-old Marachino. Trapattoni, twice a winner in the European Cup as a player in 63 and 69 with AC Milan. And endeavouring this evening to match the performance of Munoz of Real Madrid, who won the European Cup both as a player and as a coach. Is Jacobs for Hamburg. Wehrmeyer. Magath moving to the left. It's the Juventus ball, and I think Magath may well have known that. And none of the previews of this match have come anywhere near matching the outcome so far. Who would have forecast that Rossi would be substituted? It's Rubesch. Well taken by Van Heesen. The man whose goal brought Hamburg to the final against Real Sociedad. Came out to him, look at this. Teed it up for himself, really. Hit it on the full. And just over the crossbar. Well, no man has scored 2 goals in the European final since 1974. And incidentally, only one English player has done so. And he's sitting in the studio in London back home. Boniek. Platini, the goalkeeper, changed his mind. Got the pace for the ball just a bit too much for the Frenchman. Bonini. He was one that wanted taking on the chest so he could build from it. The header was likely to give possession away. Vermeer. Marquinhos can't get into the game yet. Bonini. Boniek. Bonini this time has gone forward and Chirrea has stayed back. Marco Tardelli. Tardelli. Oh, that was almost a very good ball because Platini would have been onside. It was out from Milevski. Boniek. And he was never going to get through there. The doors were always closing. Bettiger. And Hamburg had pushed right up. And Stein had to come right out. Gentile, almost caught by Van Heesen. And we've had an hour of the match, and Hamburg still lead by the only goal scored by Felix Magath. Surely it would not be 6 years running that one is enough. Boniek. He had the pace to go through, and the free kick is just outside the box again. It was mightily close, but I have a feeling that the referee may well have been right again. So I've committed myself. Let's see whether we were both right or not. Yes, certainly it was outside. He just fell inside. And maybe made more of it than there was anyway. And we've seen one attempt by Platini. And that was a huge disappointment. Maybe this time there will be a tap either for Boniek or Cabrini. Magath the first to attack the ball. And it's Cabrini. And it's deflected for the corner. And it seems that the Italian centre-forward has to take the corners because Marquinhos has come across to take it. And one would have imagined that his height would have been better used in the middle. But here's Bonini. Good jump by Bettiger, still gets off the ground so well. Chirrea. Tardelli. Bonini. Platini. Marquinhos. off something of a spectator. The game has gone rather more to a European pattern. Hamburg certainly well conscious of the prize that they have in their possession at this stage. Gentile. Tardelli. Good feint. He didn't lose Magath, who got back at him, and is still between him and the goal. Good defending by Felix Magath. Forced the square pass. Bettiger. Boniek! And it flew through the air. I think it was well wide.
And talk about the Italians and their style of play. That was very much an English type of cross there, and a hopeful cross. It fell to Boniek, and his left foot lashed wide. But at the moment, Hamburg, I mentioned, they're playing a dangerous game. They've lost their shape for the moment. They've lost the width that they had, which was causing so much problem to Juventus. And the Italian side definitely in control at this moment.
Two Italians taking one from Hamburg. And offside on a line with the edge of the centre circle. Wolf, Jacobs, Vermeer, Magath. Better go back with him again. Point of attack switched. Oh dear. The cross arrives at the cameraman. Bonini. Boniek. Tardelli. Certainly seeing more of the ball in the second half and wanting it more significantly. It's a bit short. And good improvisation by the goalkeeper. If he'd gone with his hands, he may well not have made it. Girer. The Italians once more cast in a strange role. It is they who have the possession, and it is they who are now trying to break down the opposition defence. Here's Milewski. Rubesch in the middle. Van Heesen causing a few problems. Jürgen Groh. Oh, that was well spread out by Van Heesen. Boniek did well to let it run. It gave him the opening by doing so. Good pace. Vermeer alongside him and caught him. And the pole more than a little perturbed. Well, he won the ball cleanly enough. So really the complaint then should have come from the German, not from the Pole. So as you can tackle cleanly from behind, but sometimes referees don't appreciate that fact. Marquinhos. A long hanging cross, reaches Bettiger. Gentile. Platini. Waited it. Just didn't give enough for Cabrini to run onto, I wonder. Good contest between Cabrini and Kaltz. The ball was out. It's a goal kick. Howls of disapproval from the Juventus supporters, for whom this has become a very frustrating evening. They came here feeling that at long last the European Cup was to go to Italy's most famous club. Magat. Girer concedes the corner. I think he was trying to keep it in to get it to Zoff, but the corner has been given. And we are halfway through the second half, and still Hamburg lead by the early goal. Came in the 8th minute. Zinedine Zoff, captain of his country, for success in the World Cup, wanting to go out on a high note if he is to go out. Hit very long. Marquinhos really pushed it straight into Bettiger's knees. Hieronymus. That's the expected whistle. Kaltz. To the tune of Juve. Bonini. Bettiger. It was a loose one from Bettiger. Van Heesen almost made him pay for it. Throw. And Cabrini just whipped his legs from underneath him without any ceremony. Second half, which began with a few of the important plugs of the Juventus side sparking to some good effect, has become a bit of a battle for the team. But here's Satini. What can he provide? Denied by Jakobs. Rolf. Just playing in triangles until the forward pass goes astray. So let it go for the goal kick. Girer, Boniek. Cabrini. Marquinhos. Diagonal across again. Met by Platini. Spent so much of the match forward rather than as the provider. Been known to play forward before. Here's Boniek. Offside. Not against Cabrini, but against Marquinhos. Well, the verdict will be given on the far side, but there is no question. Cabrini is quite right. There's no question that he was onside. But in the middle, Marquinhos was offside. And it's from there, well, halfway between the two. The kick was finally taken. Rolf. Hieronymus. Trying to find another member of the West German World Cup squad. Failing comprehensively. Under 20 minutes left for Juventus to save themselves. Bonini. Marquinhos. Looks a little awkward, but he's effective there. And the corner conceded by Vermeer. Fullback takes the near post. The corner is taken quickly. Rio stays forward. And here's Platini! And what? The crowd and the Juventus players howling for a penalty. Platini goes off in chase of the referee. Well, he was certainly at least barged off the ball. Oh, had to be. Had to be. But the thing is, it has not been. And they're incensed on the terraces, and so are the players. Boniek. Well, I suspect that incident, if Juventus lose, will be talked of as much as the tackle in Paris by Franz Beckenbauer, which denied Leeds United in 1975, when a penalty was not given, when palpably a penalty should have been given. Here's Jürgen Groh for Hamburg. Hieronymus. Magat allowed to run in on it. No problem at all for Dino Zoff.
Well, I feel there's no doubt at all that Juventus should have had a penalty. It was a bad decision by the goalkeeper Stein. He started to come, stopped, then he decided to come again. By then it was too late. Platini's skill had beaten him. Of course, he pushed him down. Just to point at this moment, I think about Boniek. He, to me, is a man who so wants to win for Juventus. Everything seems to be coming through him.
The ball has disappeared down into the moat, and there's a young ball boy who's not quite sure what he's supposed to do. Certainly there's no way he can leap down there and get it. Still the Juventus and Italian flags side by side. Corner. With the hopes of both flags. Still to be realized. Boniek. Gentile. Bonini. 15 minutes left. Hamburg 1, Juventus 0. Marquinhos. Boniek. Good header by the fullback. Marquinhos. Blocked by Felix Magath. Certainly has some claim of being man of the match, Magath. It's a two-man break for Hamburg. Juventus now get people back. Tardelli. Bettiger. Cabrini. Well, the offside game is stifling the attacking instincts. It's got to be played early, or somebody has to go through on his own. Counts. Rolf. Hrubesch forward. Magath turning up on the right wing. Pretty strong challenge, goes without comment. Came from Cabrini. Here's Tardelli. Platini going into the middle. Gentile. Marquinhos. Two covering him. No support close at hand. Nobody made a run for him at all then. Nobody came to him. Nobody went away to give him an angle. Nothing. Hrubesch. Rolf. Foul. Vermeer. Milewski to his left. Von Haysen far side. On the 18-yard line is Hrubesch. 10 to it. That could have been curtains for you. The challenge, which was rather a dive in. The goalkeeper seemed to be going to his right and had to go back to his left. Signs at the moment from Bob Wilson on that, like now.
Tremendous save by Dino Zoff. He could have committed himself early, he didn't. Stayed on his feet. Wonderful reaction, left hand.
Vermeer. Milewski. Left side has worked very well for Hamburg. Gives them their balance. The left-sided players, particularly Magat. It was almost a very good through ball by him. It's Von Haysen. Milewski. No. Trying to swing it right across the Celts. Throw. Good challenge. Better go for Juventus. Latini. Trying to get Boniek in. Had to change the angle of it a bit. 3 in the middle. Well claimed. And there was a foul anyway. Free kick to Hamburg. That's Giuseppe Furino, 36 years old, club captain in fact. He came into the Italian team as long ago as 1970. A brief list of the substitutes. If you blinked, you missed it. Milewski. Celts again with acres of Athens. Von Haysen, goal kick. So Hamburg 10 minutes away from becoming the 13th name on the European Cup. Tardelli. Marocchino. Bonini. Tardelli. Bettiger. Away by Hieronymus and then by Gros. Hamburg playing their way out of what problems they have with not too much concern. Ernst Happel, who won the European Cup with Feyenoord, was the coach for Bruges when they were beaten by Liverpool. So close to making it 2-1. His own personal record. Here's Jürgen Gros. 2 in the middle. Easy for Zoff. What they're playing for. Trophy well known at home. 6 years of Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, and then Aston Villa. Offside. Has been whistled, but no flag came up. One or other official was sleeping then. I think it was the linesman. 80,000 in the stadium. I would have thought that over 50 have been supporting Juventus. His cup. It was yawning. Beautifully done by Von Haysen. Zoff came off his line, but the chip was just too high and went over angle of crossbar and post. As we can now see. So the Italians alive. Only for 7 more minutes, unless they can score. Bettiger. And Boniek was offside. Bettiger complaining, or maybe waving Boniek away. And Ulrich Stein in no particular hurry. Marco Tardelli. Like Rossi, has never been seen in the form that we saw in Spain last summer. Gentile. Bettiger. Scirea. Kubes just went towards him and forced him a bit wide perhaps in doing so. Free kick given against Jacobs. Rio has come forward. It's all becoming a little bit desperate. If he'd have stayed forward, he might have got on the end of that. Both these sides playing in their fifth European final and all three competitions. It's curious that in the year 1977, when Liverpool started the English reign, the European Cup, Hamburg won the Cup Winners' Cup, and Juventus won the UEFA Cup. And Juventus supporters jumping up and down, but they've not too much to celebrate. The remaining German substitutes, not including Van Haysen, who's on the field. Here's Magat. Vilevski. Kevin Keegan's old club, 5 minutes away from winning the European Cup. They reached the final while he was there, but lost to Nottingham Forest. Scirea. Juventus players who played such a part in winning Italy the World Cup and who've been so disappointing for the national side this season. But struggle when it's mattered most for their club. Stein. And the 2 million or so that was paid for Boniek and for Platini does not seem to have brought the success wanted. Kubes, Van Haysen.
It's looking very desperate for Juventus now. Obviously they'll look back on that very dubious decision that went against them when Platini was blocked by the goalkeeper. They've really now just got to really keep some sort of shape together, push men forward. They've got to take their gamble. There's only a matter of, 4 minutes to go. They've got to take every risk they can.
Bettiger. And whose goal won them their only European trophy so far, Bettiger, and that was an away goal that counted double. Tardelli. Platini, but nobody coming on that, and the goalkeeper quite happy to let it run into the photographers, one of whom returns it. It's going to please him. 42 minutes on the clock. And the pressure for the first time showing on the benches. Here's Bonini for Juventus, who for all the penalty have only in the brief spell at the start of the second half given any indication of the sort of form they are capable of. Free kick given against Platini. And Apple unmoved as ever. Doesn't say very much. His record is quite phenomenal. Pretty much the poker-faced gambler too. Spent a fair bit of his life in casinos. Rio. Shidea. 2 minutes left. Bonini. Maracchino. Bettika's in the middle, so is Platini, so is Tardelli. Hugely disappointing cross, except for Stein. Oh dear. Free kick against Rubesch. Cabrini. Boniek. Tardelli. Went too much down and not enough on. Boniek. Shidea. All by Rubesch, manning the Hamburg castle. Shidea. Bonini. Gentile is available. Offside. They've worked it well. German substitutes counting the seconds. We're in to the last minute, deeply into it. Just over 30 seconds remaining, in fact. Plus a little bit of time that Mr. Ranier will have allowed for injuries and stoppages. Although, as I speak, he has one look at the watch already. And the whistle, the English took it away, and Ernst Happel, the poker-faced Austrian, who's been around the football clubs, has triumphed again. He's done well for Dutch clubs, he's done well for Belgian clubs, and now he's gained the ultimate trophy in Europe for this German club. 13th name on the trophy. And the 4th win by West Germany, the other 3 all being by Bayern Munich. There's the man whose goal decided the outcome, Felix Magath. It now means we've had 6 finals in which 1 goal was decisive. Juventus for sure will talk about the penalty that wasn't given, but in their heart of hearts they must know that they were very much the poorer of the sides in the first half and only showed glimpses of their form early in the second half. Bob Wilson.
Well done to Hamburg. I think they won it really because in the first place Juventus were a little bit below form, notably their star men Tardelli, Platini, Rossi. They also had the width and the ability to switch play, which worked very well. And they won it because they had the 3 dominant players on the night, who I would pick out as Magath, who was quite brilliant, Stein's vital saves, of course, and Rolf, who was that little buzzing man in midfield, their find of the season. One bad decision against Juventus, but well done to Hamburg. Marvellous performance by the Germans.
So for the Italian captain, not a happy end to his club career if he is indeed to leave Juventus. But for Horst Rubesch, a veteran too, 32 years old, he will come up and take the trophy. And in Germany they'll be happy. Photographers all moving into position alongside the Hamburg players. And unlike on many European occasions, the trophy is not presented on the pitch, but they walk up in rather the style of Wembley. It's a rather more shallow climb. But at the top of it waits the cup. And Dr. Artemio Franchi, the president of UEFA. He team, Horst Rubesch. Hamburg who celebrates while the players and supporters of Juventus are downcast and very quiet. Tough as ever, passing from hand to hand. There's Wehrmeier, Milewski, Rolf, a player of whom I'm sure we're going to see quite a lot. The man whose hands most deserve to be on the cup. As Gros has it, I'm waiting for the chap who decided it. That's Hieronymus. Von Heesen coming behind. And he looks two behind. And here he is, the man who decided this year's European Cup final. Won for Hamburg by the goal scored in the 8th minute by Felix Magath.
Entertainment on
football in England. You may even have been lucky enough to see football in the rest of Europe. But now